Right. Hold on, let me reply to that. I'm gonna reply to that right there. There we go. I just want to say for sure everything is going good. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, what's up, Tony? Okay, I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. That was weird. Yep. Yay. We already know Kuma got the most tragic backstory. Thank you. Okay. Trying to know about Red Rock Ginger Ale, baby. Hell yeah, best ginger ale ever made. Hold on. Best ginger ale ever made, baby. That shit right there. That shit right there like that. This shit right here like that. It's Red Rock Ginger Ale, baby. This is a Red Rock. This video was sponsored. Hold on. No, I can't. I'm just going to put it. I was about to zoom in on this bitch. But greatest ginger ale ever made. Red Rock Ginger Ale. Red Rock. Red Rock. So, hell yeah, right off the bat. Yeah, we got something special for today, chat. It's not just us talking about how Kuma definitely has the most tragic backstory. Because he definitely does, for sure. But something else. We got something else in mind. Let me see something. Let me figure out how to do this. Do you loop this? Because I truly don't want to... Somebody come back out in the way. You're late? No, you just got here. You just got here. Don't worry, you ain't late. Kind of insensitive to be drinking red after Kuma was forced to bathe in it. Oh, well, that's just dark. I don't know why. But basically, just to get it started, so this whole thing, well, this is coming off the heels, obviously, tier list of the most emotionally tragic backstories. We're going to do something like that. So the reason I really wanted to do this is because recently, RDC World, they had a video come out where they talked about, they did a Liu of Ufufu, which is I forgot what the old site was called before it shut down, but basically they were deciding the most tragic backstories of One Piece, and they hoed Kuma. I love RDC. Matter of fact, a little bit of Mugi lore for you before we get into this. Little bit of Mugi lore. I went to DreamCon in 2021, and it was an amazing time, and I promised I would not go back until I was like an actual guest. And then 2 years later, I had my channel and shit was popping. It truly is, like, dreams do come true. Viva la One Piece, you know, all of that. But the thing about RDC, all right, they some hoes. I'm not gonna lie, they are some hoes. Sometimes it feels like they just be half watching and half reading shit. But they hoed Kuma. They were talking about the saddest backstories. They were talking about, yeah, Sanji got the saddest backstory. He does have a very sad backstory. It ain't sadder than Kuma. It's just not. And I know they don't. And I know some of them they aren't even caught up with One Piece. So I don't know why all of them were speaking with such conviction. And it's like, I don't know. I'm trying not to hone because obviously I love RDC. We all love RDC. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. But I figured instead of just explaining why they were wrong, because they were wrong. They're always wrong whenever they do shit. I ain't gonna cap. Whenever they do anything, there's somebody gonna say something and it's just gonna be like, I don't know about that. I ain't gonna cap. I don't know why. It's like their takes are just like, I don't know how to describe it without sounding insensitive. Because obviously they watch anime, right? They obviously watch anime. But like, I don't know. Sometimes they just be. But I figure instead of going through all that, let's just go ahead. Let's hit the Liu Fufu. All right, let's do the exact same thing that they did. That's what we about to do, chat. We about to go through it all And since Kuma's backstory is fresh in our minds, maybe Kuma isn't even the saddest backstory. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. For God's sake, we could all be wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's entirely possible. But we're just gonna see. Let me say hi over there on Twitch really quick. Oh, damn. There's more of y'all. I didn't know everybody was in here. What's up, Excalibur? Goofy Goobers, what's going on? Ryunosuke is up there. Ryunosuke, that shit is sad. If Ryunosuke is in this bitch, I'm gonna laugh. I swear I'm gonna laugh. Bro, I'm 5 minutes late. Start over. Oh, we didn't do nothing yet. Don't worry. This is literally the start. We're gonna wait, I guess. I mean, we're gonna get started here in a second, but yeah, Kuma is the goat of sad backstories. It's just so fresh in my head. I didn't even watch the newest episode because I just don't want to hurt myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not caught up with the One Piece anime. I haven't really watched since Gear 5, and I'm waiting to just binge it all the way through. Really, I'm waiting to rewatch Wano so that I can do that video for it. So Robin is a different breed. Hell yeah. They said, that's another thing RDC said. They was like, Sanji's backstory is sadder than Robin's. I was like, bro, that's the thing about them, bro. They gonna be biased every time. They gonna be biased in such a whole way. Like, just such a truly detrimental way. They will find a way to be biased. Good God. Otohime wins. That is a sad backstory, for sure. Senior Pink's backstory is sad, but not to Senior Pink. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, his backstory is sad, but it's like, I don't know. He's the reason everything happened in his life. I can't really. I don't really care too much. I'm not gonna lie. Gaimon is the saddest. Easy. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think that's true. But possible. Okay, let's go. So right here, Queen Oto. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Queen Otohime versus Senior Pink. Oh, for sure, it's Queen Otohime. Like, I don't like Senior Pink's is sad, but it's like that shit is not sadder than Queen Otohime. Like, not at all. Not at all. I didn't even look at this. I thought you were just talking about in general. Queen Otohime like winning. But yeah, Queen Otohime is sad. Way sadder than Senior Pink. So, I mean, I'm going for there, honestly. Robin and Chopper, I mean, I don't want to hoe you, Chopper. I don't. Chopper, your shit was sad. But, I don't know. You can have a good backstory happen to a bad person. Oh, for sure. Doesn't stop them from being a bad person. For sure. I'm just talking about, like, sympathetically. Like, if we're talking about tragic, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got a good backstory. And I suppose by the nature of the word tragic, I'd say he has a tragic backstory. But you lose points for me whenever you are the one that did everything. I've never really been... Like, Senior Pink's shit was sad because of the indomitable spirit of the human will. Like, his wife smiling just subtly. Like, that's beautiful. That's amazing. It had nothing to do with him. Like, at all. And so he still dresses as a baby, which his wife is dead, so I really don't know why he's still dressing as a baby. I'm sure he tells us, but I can't remember why he's still dressing like a baby. That's a little bit weird. Don Quixote? I mean, he might be in there. Don Quixote, he had a sad backstory, but neither, because I don't know if he's in here or not. I'm gonna just tell you, he's not winning this for sure. Like, his shit was sad, but it's like, I don't know, bro. Come on, no cap. That's worse than Senior Pink, honestly. Yo, what's up, Denver 4455? Robin wins because of part 2, especially. What you mean? Like O'Hara part 2? Robin definitely wins this. I don't know. I was just chatting. I just, did not to go too fast. Ace's backstory versus. Okay, this is all right. Okay, well, now we're cooking with lead-based paint. Okay, so Dr. Hirulik was an insane dude, but now we're cooking with lead-based paint. Okay, so Momo versus Ace. This is, oh man. Okay, so I'm trying to remember, what did Ace go through? What did Ace go through? Like as a child before all the bullshit happened to him. What was he going through? What was he going through? Ace for sure. Momo. Momo, like, you gotta remember, Momo went through everything that he did, and he was, like, his backstory is he's 20 years, like, he's from the past, like, 20 years ago. And, watermark on that? Oh, I guess it is. Is there a way to change it? I don't know. This is a heavyweight match. I actually don't know. Momo's backstory is still going on, bro. He's 8 years old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Momo, I think he went through more as he is a boy out of his time. His whole world changed and missed out on so much. That's tough. And Ace had bandits. Yeah, Ace because of his own problems, ones that he could control. Ace went through some stuff for real, though. Like, when he was at the beginning, he was crashing out over a dad that he didn't like. Ace went through orphan hated by the world for being born. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, this is hard. This is actually tough. I actually don't know. I'm not gonna cap. Because what would be worse? Like, you're a kid, you're 8 years old, and you watch your dad die. Like, you're going through the horrible events of Wano. You're born on a ship, and then you get brought back to your homeland. You watch everybody hoe your daddy, and then you watch your daddy get shot in the head, and then you get thrust 20 years into the future with it. You know, oh man. But then again, Ace, like, if we're talking about backstories, like, not Ace's whole life is more tragic than Momo's, for sure, because Ace went through everything that he did when he was a kid, and then he grew up and he lost Sabo, and that was sad. In the beginning, he just had bandits and he was fighting for his life, and then that happened to Sabo, and you know, that's sad. That's super sad. But like, I would say like his whole, no, I don't want to do that, I guess. Unless, can I? Nah. I'm gonna keep it like that. What the fuck is going on? Ace had more life to suffer, and that's, well, yeah, and Ace, that's what I'm saying. I might have to do Momo, because Momo had the more tragic backstory, but Ace had the more tragic life. You feel me? He did. Ooh, and he lost his whole childhood and his teenage years. Then again, you could argue that Ace lost his whole fucking life, so it's like, fuck, this is a hard one. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it to Momo, but Ace, and also, yeah, Ace was he had it rough, but Ace had moments of joy. Ooh, that's actually a great point. Ace had it rough, but he had moments of joy with Sabo and Luffy. Momo had moments of joy with his parents, but then they died in front of him, and then he was pushed into, his backstory is a lot more like the traditional One Piece story. You see your parents die, and then you're forced to carry on. So that's Momo, and then he had to go on. I'm gonna say Momo because Ace had his family, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Momo. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think we did it. I think that's good. My goal here is to not hoe anybody. That is my only goal. Kuma versus Frank. Damn. Well, I'm sorry, Frankie. I don't even think we need to talk about that. Nami versus Ooh. Nami shit was sad, bro. Nami shit was really, really, really sad. And it was beautiful. And it was beautiful, too. That's the other thing about Nami's backstory. It's so beautiful, and it shows the story. I love stories that emphasize the strength of will a person has. Like, the human spirit to, like, do the right thing when the easier thing is, like, right there. Like, Baelmer could have done the easier thing in that situation, but she didn't. She chose the honesty of, those are my daughters. Even though I know this is going to get me killed, I know they'll be safe. And I don't want them growing up thinking that I don't want to claim them. Beautiful. Beautiful. Super sad. And Nami has to live with that for the rest of her life. The thing is, though, Brook was on a ship and he watched it. That shit was sad. I don't even know if I have, like, this isn't hard at all for me. I just wanted to acknowledge that Nami is, like, Nami's backstory is very special, and it is very tragic. But this shit is not hard for me. Brook was on that ship. Oh my God, Brook was on that ship for so long. By himself. He watched his entire crew die before he died. And then when he got brought back to life as a skeleton, he just has to sail. Brook had happy moments? For sure. But when? After 50 years. That's when he had happy moments. Otherwise, he's like Brook. The other reason why Brook is such a tragic character is because as soon as we meet him, he's just laughing and this like comic relief skeleton. And then when he tells you his backstory, you go like, oh, you're probably laughing to mask the pain of being alone for 50 years on a ghost ship as you just travel and then you get your shadow stolen, and like, dude had to sail by himself in Florida for 50 years. I'm saying that the scene where he's playing the piano and it's just like a duo, and he's crying solo, and that shit is sad. I'm sorry, Nami, but like, I don't know, be for real. Brook is sad and lonely. Nami is just sad with betrayal. Yeah. Hide from the sun or die. Yeah. Toko or Doflamingo. I'm not gonna lie. For me, when you become a villain from your backstory, that makes it less tragic for me. I'm not gonna lie. I know that I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's like, to me, it's much more tragic if everything horrible happens to you and you, for whatever reason, stay the kindest person in the world. Doflamingo, this slimy son of a bitch, is one of the most evil people in the world. He got hold once and was like, I guess I'll just destroy the world. Toko, are you joking? This scene in the picture, she's laughing because she can't do anything other than laugh at her dad that she just watched get gunned down by Orochi. Dofi is the reason Toko is like that. Yeah, get your dumb ass out of here, bitch ass little kid. Stupid ass little kid. Watch your entire family die, and you go back, you reason, well, I guess I'll just be a celestial dragon. I can't be a celestial dragon. And that's the other thing about Doflamingo. He was just mad that he couldn't be one of the royals, like, enslaving people. And that's why he crashed out. It had nothing to do with anything else. Like, yeah, he was persecuted and shit like that, but he always wanted to have slaves. You could look, you could tell. There's no account of the backstory, it's just his life. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, I'm saying, like, does that count as a backstory? Okay, hang on. Because I do agree, if we're just going based off of, like, Nolan's, like, everything we know about Nolan versus everything we know about Zoro. Like, Zoro, deadass, like, I'm not gonna lie, Zoro might have the weakest, I'm not gonna say weakest motivation. He might have the least tragic backstory. Definitely the least tragic backstory in all the Straw Hats. I'm saying he might have the least in the whole story. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know for sure, but I'm just, like, I'm thinking of everybody else's backstory. Like, your friend fell down the stairs. That sucks. I'm not gonna lie, that does suck. The other part of his backstory that is filled out by the SBS about how his parents died from pirates. We haven't seen that. We don't know if he was even there for that, so I don't know. I can't include that. We don't know anything. Like, Oda just gave us a family tree and was like, and this is how his father died, and this is how. So I don't really think I can count that. But yeah, Nolan, this isn't a backstory. Nolan doesn't have a backstory. It's just like his life. I'm gonna count it, but I feel like they're cheating, to be completely honest. Choo Choo the dog from Orange Town has the same caliber of backstory as Zoro, and that shit was sadder. If Choo Choo was in here, if it was Zoro versus Choo Choo the dog in Orange Town, dead ass, I'd pick Choo Choo. I'd still say Zoro. That promise is vital. It is vital. But is it tragic? By definition, it is tragic that Zoro and his friend made a promise, and now it is Zoro's grief and his frustration that the world took his friend from him before he could beat her, actually, but before either of them could contribute their dream. For sure. Tragic. That is tragic. Nolan, though? Nolan's backstory is the crescendo to Skypiea, like the ringing of the bell and everything like that. That carries way more weight than Kuina falling down the stairs. Zoro is eternally grieving. That's why he drinks so much and he doesn't know how to deal with that. I just don't know one man that refuses to go to therapy versus the complex story of Nolan. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at. That's how I see Zoro. He's just a dude that refuses to go to therapy, so his personal relationships are all fucked. And he doesn't know how to show people that he cares about them, so he's just like stoic and unnecessarily blunt with people. Bracelin Fury, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. We won't have Skypiea without Nolan, and off of that alone, no, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Nolan. But to be honest, yeah, I like this too. Nolan shouldn't be on here because it feels like cheating. It's so messed up. It is so messed up. I don't think he should be here either because that's not a backstory. But if we're gonna keep it though. We're not gonna just get him out of here. I damn sure cannot let Nolan lose to Zoro. We're gonna have to get Nolan out of here eventually. But I don't think I can let it. I don't think I can let Zoro beat him. I don't think I can let Kuina falling down those stairs beat the beautiful story of Nolan and Kelgar. I just can't. Come on, Goofy, you know they don't have therapy in shonen anime. I know, but it's like, if they did, he wouldn't go. So it's like, my point still stands. He definitely still wouldn't go. Nolan's is tragic, Zoro is unlucky. I would call them both tragic. I just wouldn't, like, I don't know. I feel like we're all on the same side with this. Koala and Usopp. Ooh. I mean, this isn't hard either. Usopp. Okay, so Usopp. Yeah, this isn't hard. Usopp, your mom died. Your mom dying was very sad, and your dad left you. It is sad. It is super sad. But in a way, the show doesn't even like treat it as sad as like it's. I swear, it's kind of like Oda himself is like, yeah, this is sad, but this is really just like the plot that I'm needing to. Like, this is sad, but like, I don't know, be for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's like that happens, and sure, sad. Koalas, I don't know if that I need to. I don't know. Usopp is a normal type of sad. Koala is fucking yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know why. I'm just filling time by explaining this. Okay, I don't think I really need to explain to you why it's Koala. Koala literally couldn't cry without the fear of getting killed. That's what I'm saying. Usopp just suffers from having a deadbeat dad. Yeah, being a slave to the sister dad is literal hell for a child. It is. You are here before Moria. Is Moria gonna be on here? Usopp would 100% believe in Hakuna Matata. I think Usopp would even vote Koala. So, no hate, Usopp. I just be for real. You feel me? Onimaru versus Odin in the Akayasa 7. I mean, someone remind me Onimaru again. Like, I remember. I don't think it's gonna beat the Odin and them though. Yeah, that's just the whole Odin flashback, I guess. By that metric, it's gotta beat Odimaru. This is a bad matchup, but I'm pretty sure it's just a whole Odin flashback. Zora like Daimyo pet buddy. Yeah, all the problems with Onimaru are because of the Odin stuff. It's true. So by that metric, that's what I was saying. Like, this is a bad matchup. By that metric, we would then just have to pick Odin. The Mountain Bandit Sword Thief Collector. I remember that part. I don't remember the tragic part of his backstory, though. Odin doesn't really have a sad backstory. He was vibing and happy all the way until the end. No, that shit was tragic because he was a fucking idiot. He was dancing in the street forever, and Kaido and them got the... I won't call him an idiot. That's not... He was a himbo for sure. Let me just say that. For sure. That's the dumbest... It's dumb to me. Like I said, I'm not saying it's bad writing, and I don't even think necessarily he would have. I just feel like there's no way I would ever be that. That's some shit Zoro would do. That's the equivalent of Zoro about to cut off his legs when in Little Garden. That's literally the equivalent of that. So, yeah, Odin's got it. But it is tragic. I'd call it tragic, but I also think like, yeah, you a hoe. Jamel Tyler, thank you for the $5, my friend, and thank you for being here. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, but Odin's got it. Odin's got it. Yamato or Sanji? Is this both Sanji flashbacks? Yes. Sanji's is a strong contender because he does have 2 flashbacks. That's so crazy. Yamato was starved though. Yamato was starved and came out of the end. All of the situation. The situation Yamato was in was really bad. Yamato had friends. Sanji had rats. Well, then they both had friends. At least Kaido respects his son's pronouns. That's the other thing, like, for Yamato to come out of the situation, I think Yamato in general is definitely, well, I would say he's more happy than Sanji. Wow, actually, definitely. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking about this. So Yamato, he seems way more adjusted to everything. And Sanji, whereas Sanji is good and Sanji is happy, he's definitely still fighting demons. Truly fighting demons. Good God. Good God, he's fighting demons. Goofy, be real at Sanji. I know. I mean, I'm just saying, again, my goal in this, like I said from the beginning, I don't want to hoe anybody. Yamato's backstory was tragic. Being starved sucks. Okay? Being the... Ugh. Having Kaido as your dad probably sucks a whole lot more. Would you rather have a dead hero dad or a living deadbeat dad? Ooh. To be fair, Yamato couldn't leave the island without dying. Sanji had the opportunity to escape. It's Sanji, though. I just want to be fair. I would pick Sanji. I'm interested to see what everybody else would think. You know? I would rather have Kaido as my dad than Judge. You know, that's awful. That's awful, but yeah. Yeah, I would. I think I would too. I don't know though. I don't want to be in that situation. Judge seems like an awful father. Saddest backstory is Kuma's. Peace, Mugi. See you, Duke. Yeah. Sergeant 5. 28 years a prisoner on your own home. That does suck. I'm gonna give it to Sanji. He's got 2 backstories. It is really tragic. This is how I feel like in a different matchup, Yamato, like that backstory could win, like abundantly. But against Sanji's a tough contender. Sanji's a tough contender, so we're gonna have to give it to Sanji. True. Fisher Tiger or Big? Oh my God, the Big Mom was just eating people, bro. Big Mom was hoed. Big Mom was. I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest. It's Fisher Tiger. It is undeniably Fisher Tiger. Now, I should have thought about it more. I didn't even think about that. My bad. My bad. I did not even think about that. My bad. My bad. I didn't even think of that. Was reflex. That was a fucking reflex. I don't regret it, but now I'm thinking like I don't remember. Boa Hancock or Law. Ooh, this is tough. To go through what the slave to the celestial dragons is terrible. Law watched his whole family die, his whole town got wiped out, and then Corazon and the Doflamingo stuff. This is tough. I mean, I know which one I'm picking. Just again, still, I don't wanna hoe nobody. Lin is the trauma, not the other way around. I'm just glad. Yeah, I did not even think about that. That is so funny. This is like, I just feel like I just don't want a whole Law. That being said, I gotta pick Boa though. Like the shit that she went through, and like the way that shaped her outview on life. It's crazy, bro. I gotta go Boa. I literally have to. I have to. All this folks genocided seems pretty clear to me. It's tough. It is tough. I just think it is tragic. It is tragic. I wouldn't be mad either way. If you go either way with that, it's gonna be hard to beat. But I feel like this is the only person who could beat Boas. I think is for sure. Then how long was? Well, hang on, because. Well, no, as far as like their stuff, because Boa Hancock and her sisters were freed when they were children still by Fisher Tiger, right? So whatever, like all of that horrible shit that happened, that was for however long they were slaves, right? And Law's was, those were some years that he suffered too, but it wasn't like lifelong. So we're kind of dealing with like the same range. You know, I'm not upset about it. I think it's going to come down, whatever's going to beat Boa, it's going to have to come down to like the not the longevity, like there's a lot of things to consider. I'm not going to lie. This is tough. Soldier and Rebecca versus Queen. I mean, it's not tough, to be honest. Queen Otohime, that is tragic. That is super tragic. Queen Otohime and everything that happened on Fishman Island. She died like Martin Luther King. But the Soldier and Rebecca? Yo. Being a toy and having to watch your daughter, and like your daughter doesn't remember you at all, but you still like look after her and everything, but you have to keep everything quiet because there's nothing you can do about it. Getting your leg, cutting off your own leg to try and stop. No, man, I gotta. That shit hurt. All right, so now we're getting into the heavy hitters. You are out of here, Momo. I don't even want to talk about it. Ooh. This makes me feel bad. This makes me feel so bad. Because think about Brooks, like, I just want everybody to acknowledge how sad it is to be alone for that long after you watched all of your friends die. There's nothing for you to do on that ship for 50 years. For 50 years. I want everybody to imagine that. You watch everybody that you were friends with die a peaceful death. Well, not peaceful, but they die in front of you, and that's it. I'm sorry, Brooke, but then imagining what Kuma went through. It's all fresh in our heads. That episode, man, the clips I've just saw on Twitter, like I said, I can't, like, I don't know if I can watch it yet. Like, that shit is sad. Everything Kuma went through with his parents. The shit with Kuma's parents is awful, bro. His mom died, and then his dad just dancing, just trying to make sure no matter what, Kuma does not lose hope. Kuma doesn't lose the kindness in him. Kuma doesn't give up. And then he gets shot right in front of him. Down to the God Valley incident, being hunted with a literal target on your back. Coming out of all of this, and he's still the most kind person. When Kuma went back to his kingdom, he spent his time taking the pain out of old people in the kingdom and then taking it on himself. His life has been nothing but pain. And the beginning part of it is pain that he didn't choose. All of it after it is the pain that he chose specifically to do the right thing. God damn, man. Hey, Brooke. The only reason that I'm not picking you other than the substance within Kuma's backstory, the only reason is because you are making fart jokes and you're chilling with the Straw Hats. By all means, you have won. Kuma is still, we don't know what the hell is going on with him, and it makes all of us deeply, deeply sad. His suffering is still happening right this second. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Toko and Nolan? Okay. Frog oil scene. Fuck. Oh, the frog oil scene. Oh, God. Fuck, man. God. I forgot about that. That's so fucking sad. Nolan had the added tragedy of being forever a laughingstock. Nolan's is inspirationally sad. Toko is just devastating. Yeah, I love how you put that. Toko is still suffering. God damn it, dude. The smile fruit alone. Oh, and that's the other thing. For the beginning years of Toko's life, she's just starving in a poor village in Wano because of Kaido's bitch ass taking all the food out of the country. So you're starving. You have to eat the smile fruits. Your dad teaches you how to just genuinely, authentically smile. Then you watch your dad die and you try to do the oh my God, that's fucking sad. That shit is so fucking sad. I'm sorry, Nolan. Get out. You gotta go, though. You gotta go. Because again, I'm happy because Nolan's wasn't a backstory. We had to get him out of here, right, chat? Like, that had to happen eventually. That literally had to happen. So, that had to happen. I love how Kuma taking that pain put a different spin on Thriller Bark with Zoro. Hell yeah! That's a crazy ass point. Like, Kuma was like, hey, if you really about your captain, you'll do this. And back when we was watching Thriller Bark, I feel like even in Thriller Bark, we knew like, all right, something's going on with this guy. I don't think he's a bad person. But now the extra meaning of like him doing that, oh, dude, it just hits so hard, bro. Yeah, it's kind of a disqualifier. Yeah, we had to get him the fuck out of here. Koala's, Jesus Christ, Koala's story is so sad. Koala versus Odin and everybody. I'm not gonna lie, Odin, again, I feel like your story was 100% preventable. You probably, because Kaido was worried you could have beat him. You could have at least fought hard. If you would have just been dancing naked in the street for how many years was he dancing? I got a tier list to every major flashback in One Piece if you want me to link that. Ooh, maybe. Every major flashback. We might have one of those on here. I don't know if Twitch will let you send links on here. That's the only reason why I would say maybe not. Koala made me cry. Odin at least had a chance. That is what I'm saying. Oda dead ass. Oh, or not Oda. Odin had a chance for sure. His whole backstory. I didn't cry when I was watching the Wano flashback. Just looking at Koala makes me think, Jesus, dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that goes. That's the way the news goes. The Yakai 9 are tragic and the 47 run away, but Koala is tragic and holy shit, how are you alive? That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Sanji and Fisher Tiger? I'm not gonna lie. If Odin had just called Whitebeard, it would have been over. Dreadman, bro. Dreadman, thank you. Odin has so many other options. He's just a himbo. Like, I understand the reasons that he did what he did. There's no reason. Bro, one Whitebeard. Hell, Roger was Roger still alive back then? Odin just needed one other person. They would have cleared Wano the fuck out. So that's why I couldn't give it to him. This isn't really that hard for me, Sanji versus Fisher Tiger, because Fisher Tiger, the biggest tragedy is like he died with hatred in his heart. Now, granted, I understand, but Fisher Tiger was a good dude. And he let the evil get to him. You know, not the evil, but like he let all the stuff that horrible people did get to him. And that to me is the real tragedy of Fisher Tiger's character. A character that he could still be alive today. Like legit, he could still be alive today. I don't care how much. I swear, there could be oh man. Somebody from the clan could be sitting. If I'm dying, and somebody in one of them white robes is like, "Hey, I'll give you some of my blood to live," I'm gonna take the blood. I love living, but I understand where Fisher Tiger is coming from. But me personally, I like living. I like waking up and smelling the fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna die someday, so life's about holding on and keep on keeping on. So to hate somebody so much that you decide, no, I think I've done I think I've pushed all I can. It's just like he was literally killed by just not being able to let go of the hatred he had for. I won't even call it racism. Like I genuinely would just call it like people were racist to him and he couldn't let that go. He was just mad at it. I genuinely can't blame him, like at all. But that being said, that definitely makes it less tragic than Sanji getting hoed in 2 different backstories. You know how crazy it is to have 2 backstories? No one has that. No one else has that. I mean, to my knowledge, like I can't think of anyone else who has literally 2 backstories just ready to go. Oda, oh my god, crazy. Tiger chose his fate. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he would want us to view his story as tragic. Like, the tragedy is Shakespearean. Fisher Tiger's tragedy is Shakespearean. Did it to himself. Sanji's tragedy, good God, that shit was tough. And still raised quality. He's a good dude. I have nothing against Fisher. Fisher would want us to learn from his, yeah, he would. Truly would. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. So, Oh my god. So here's the thing. Boa's is traumatic. I think Boa's is more traumatic than Rebecca's and Soldier's because of just the nature of trauma. Like, what happened to Boa and her sisters is gonna follow her for the rest of her life, and it's gonna, especially if she hadn't met Luffy, that shit would have messed with her in ways that she probably would have. It's just gonna take time. She's still probably unpacking like all of the shit that just makes her maybe even, I don't know. It sucks. Soldier and Rebecca though. That's suffering for a longer period of time. Boa was a slave to the Celestial Dragons, no contest. That is more suffering. That is undeniably more suffering. Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know. The thing about it is, like, Soldier and Rebecca is longer. Soldier and Rebecca is longer, and it's more tragic because, like, the tragedy is, like, you're this person's father, and they don't remember you. It's a tragedy, and they don't remember you for a long time. And they lost their mom. When he's crying in the rain, it's like, oh, Charlotte, oh, Scarlet, oh, crying in the fucking rain. Bo and her sisters also had an end to their suffering, but they never really healed. They just had to move on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is I actually don't know. I would be interested. Maybe we should do like a poll, because I actually do not know. I truly do not know. Hey, thank you for the Saber of Fred. I didn't see that. Kuma had access to the entire world from his fruit, and he could only spend time with his daughter in a small room with no son. Tragedy is unparalleled. That's why we think he's gonna win this whole thing. Tragedy is unparalleled. It's always gonna be unparalleled to me. Rebecca had happy moments with Soldier. For sure. Let's do a poll. Yeah, let's do a poll. Here, let me do something. Let me do something. Because I actually do not know. Yeah, let's do this. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna keep it like this. I really don't know, dude. This is tough. This is tough. So let me see. Can I do one on Twitch too? Can. That probably is the way. I'm just too dumb to figure it out on Twitch. Is this it? Guess not. Okay, we'll see. Boa, damn. Boa clinched that. 81%. They're not even showing me what the damn. All right. I'm not mad at it. On God, I'm not mad at it. I am not mad. But Kiros and Rebecca has some hard-hitting moments. I'm still picking Boa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's still like, it's crazy. Even though it was sad, he was still able to be there with her, raise her, and provide for her, teach her to survive. Him being a toy didn't get in the way of. Okay, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a really good point, actually. That is a really good point. Question for Mugiwara. If Blackbeard has a super tragic backstory, does it make up for his actions? Fuck no. He's the reason Ace died. And he jumped law. And he's just in general just like a slimy hippopotamus. I cannot imagine. If you're asking if it's gonna like make his actions more understandable, absolutely. I'm sure they will. It's gonna be good writing. But hell no, it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be like, you know what? That Blackbeard. A lot of stuff's starting to make sense to me now. Fuck no. Hell yeah. If I spit on Doflamingo, I'm spitting on Blackbeard for sure. For sure. Damn. All right, bet. I'm gonna say y'all got it. Y'all ran it up. Y'all chose Boa. Quite frankly, I agree. I'm not upset about it. Robin or I love them both so much. I love them both so much. Okay, so Robin was suicidal at 8. This is the thing that happened. That is the thing that happened. Oh, God. Let's do it again, chat. I reserve the right to veto any and all polls because this is my channel, obviously. However, I feel like we got a good hive mind thing going on. So I have a feeling whatever you guys decide, I'm probably gonna decide for me. But again, I reserve the right to veto the results of any poll. But the poll is now going on YouTube. So if you know, this is about to be a fight. Oh my God. This is about to be a fight. Robin and Kuma, weirdly enough, shared a similar status of being hunted. The thing about Robin, dude, Robin for me, Robin shit, okay. Dead ass Robin shit was sad as fuck. Ah, Bonnie crying in the fucking, like. Robin didn't watch her parents get shot in front of her, though. Like, Robin. Oh, no, she did, actually. Oh, yeah, she did, actually. I forgot about that. But she didn't watch her parents die. Or wait, no, did she? I remember Olivia was there. And then, because she survived long enough to make it back to the library, and then, yeah, she saw her get shot, but then she booked it. Right. So that did happen too. Okay. If we're going band for band and parents getting shot, Kuma's was definitely more tragic, though. Kuma's was definitely more tragic. Your dad is just dancing, trying to give you a little bit of hope after he's just explained to you that your mom was beaten to death. And then while he's trying to instill in you the hope that you need to keep living your life, he gets shot in the fucking head. That's undeniably more tragic than seeing Robin's mom get shot. Now, this feels so, like, wrong. I feel like such an asshole comparing which one of these people. I'm glad, because if these were real people, these conversations would be sick. This conversation would be fucking out of pocket. No one would be arguing this. It sucks so bad comparing these two because it's like I feel like such an asshole. I feel like such an asshole. That's crazy. It feels bad to say, but Kuma has been fighting his slavery his whole life only to lose his freedom one last time to save his daughter. It's not the same. Robin is tragic and I love her, but that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just not the same. Robin shit is oh god damn. The more I say anything, because I don't want to like I said, my only goal in all this was to not hoe anybody. I don't want to hoe Robin. Robin shit is sad, bro. Robin shit is sad. Kuma had some happy years. Robin did not. Well, I mean, I hate to tell you this. I hate to choose this road, but from a certain point of view, I don't know if that's true. Robin didn't have happy times in her childhood, especially after O'Hara, but like, Robin has a family now. Kuma died having like, I won't say nothing, but it's like he had to keep his distance from his daughter. And then he got turned into a robot. And now we're watching the vestiges of his will carry on, even though he's gone, like on some lingering will Kingdom Hearts shit. It's fucking sad, but I think, like I said, we are on that hive mind shit. I was probably gonna pick Kuma. Kuma never got to see Nika come while he was a person. Oh. Yes, he did, bro. He saw Luffy, and that was enough. He believed. I think Kuma ekes it by 2%. I just feel like I'm going by with what the chat said too. I do reserve the right to veto it, but Kuma, that was 77%. That's Kuma, bro. That's Kuma. I was gonna pick it either way, to be honest, I think, but that just felt hard to do. Ooh, this is a fight. I mean, I don't know, maybe not really, actually, but it hurts like one. It hurts like one. I'm just about to, you know, we're just gonna have to. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Koala though, cause she's still like a slave. Like Toko was happy with her dad. Like they were starving and like shit was bad, but like up until the tragedy where Toko's dad died, even after eating the smile fruit, like I'm not gonna say she wasn't suffering. Again, this sounds super fucked to just go over which one of these children suffered the most. It sounds super fucked up, but like, pitting orphan against orphan is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Koala's village betrayed her benefactor for her. Koala, she was a slave her entire childhood. Toko had happiness. That's what I was saying. And yeah. And they both have 4 smiles. Oh my god. Oh my god. And they both have this is like a fight for the WWE championship. This is the, oh my god. Orphan fight. Koala has Sabo now. Toko has everybody now. Wano is safe. She's got Otama and Momo, Kiku, Yamato. Everybody in Wano's gonna take care of her. Have you heard the theory that Shamrock is Bonnie's dad? Ooh, boy. Part of me hopes and doesn't hope that that's true. Because if it is true, oh my god, I can't wait to see. There won't be, what we do to Shamrock is good. That ass whooping is gonna be generational if that ends up being true. But I also don't want it to be true because I hope we never figure out who that person is, because that's just so much anger to be directed at one person. And I don't think there's anything Oda could do that would satisfy me if I knew who it was. Like, even if that character dies, I'm scared it's not going to be good enough for me. I would want scorched earth for that motherfucker. That chapter, when it came out, was fucking hard for me to read, chat. Like, I hate shit like that in stories. Like, I'm not one of those people that think, you know, there's no place for things like that in stories. I just feel like whenever it's tackled, it's just a really uncomfortable thing for me. So I always treat it with like, it just kind of shakes me. I guess for lack of a better word, it just like triggers me, I guess. So when I read that chapter, I was fucking uncomfortable. So if we ever learn who Bonnie's dad is, I hope we don't. I hope we don't, because I don't think that Oda's ever gonna kill that person in a way that'll satisfy me. Like, I want his, ooh, you know. But he's hot though. Well, then all the more reason I hope he's not Bonnie's dad, because I'd love to keep thinking he's a cool pair. Although Garling, we found out his color scheme, and he's got pee-pee hair. Like, it looks like somebody dead ass took a pee in his hair. Hold on. Hang on a second. Getting off topic, but this shit is fucking funny, bro. It looked like somebody dead ass took a pee-pee in his hair. Garling is way hotter. Oh, Garling is way older. It probably won't look. It looked like somebody. Tell me right now, can we Photoshop somebody taking a pee in his hair? Can we do that, please? He looks so fucking stupid. He lost so many aura points. It's not even funny. He lost so many aura points. It's not even funny. This is Polnareff hair. Put back. His entire fit is so ass. Bro, can we find his entire fit? Hang on. Archer probably posted it. Let's go find Archer. Oh, let me close this before somebody. Oh my god. Flirting versus harassment. Good god. That's what he looks like. Is this his fit? Bro. Cap, he looks great. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. No, that doesn't even need to be in HD or anything else. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What the fuck is he wearing? Look at his shirt. Oh my god. Chat. The moon is yellow. He has to abide by his dumbass space theme. Oh. The moon don't look like this. The moon knows how to dress better than this. I don't know how else to, I don't know how else to say it. The moon does not dress this ass. The moon does not dress like this. The moon has better drip than this. That's all I got to say about that. The moon could be red too. Dead ass. That is also true. I'm not mad at Oda, because that was what Archer tweeted. He was like, in Oda's defense, the moon is yellow. I'm not mad at Oda at all. I'm saying I'm not scared of him at all anymore. I don't think he can fight. I don't think... What is this color scheme? Who told you these colors, like, you were gonna look at this, bro. He looks like he's a part of Lord Farquaad's army. He looks like he has a fucking... Oh, my God. The hair is fine. The problem is the color scheme. Maybe. Oh no. A fashion taste so terrible, it's a goddamn sin. Dude. Like, what the fuck? Who told him he was looking clean, bro? He wasn't. He looked so much cooler in the manga pages that I'm assuming other people colored, right? This is crazy. I just wanted to, the mustard shirt really brings it together. Jesus Christ. Those boots are pretty sweet though. Sure. People he threatens with death tell him he looks all right. Bro, I don't even think that happens. If Garling pulled up on me and he was like, I'm about to kill you, you dirty normal person, or what do they call? I guess they just call regular people insects. It'd be like, you dirty insect. I'm gonna be like, who dressed you? Who told you look clean, bro? And he probably killed me, but like, how you gonna kill me if you can't even figure out what shirt to wear today? That's how I know you don't have nobody at home that loves you. They let you walk out in that fucking horrible ass cape. It looked like somebody took a pee-pee in your hair. That dead ass is what it looks like happened to you. And it just doesn't... I'm inclined to agree with that comment. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. It's just like the color scheme of what you decided to wear today is so ass. Ugh. Good God. Shanks is such a nice, distinguished gentleman. And I'm hoping Shamrock has red hair too. But even if Shamrock has blonde hair, I hope he at least knows how to fucking dress. That's all. That's the only thing I can fucking pray. Because if Shamrock's aura points, Shamrock already doesn't have as much aura as Shanks does. All right? That's just a fact. Shanks has way more aura than Shamrock. Shamrock looks like... His vibe is just like weaponized racism. Like he looks like that old-timey regal racism. That's what we said in the chapter review. That's exactly what he looks like. He looks like He is a problem, like a Spanish conquistador. And he's ready to bring Christianity to your country against your will. That is what Shamrock looks like. But if he dresses like his daddy, I ain't scared of him. Dead ass, I ain't scared of him. While he looked patriotic, he looked dumb. Thank you for the first time chat, Dominic Bolt, but he looked dumb. I don't know if he looked patriotic. He looks like he really hates the Irish. He dead ass looks like he's here to give. All right, we need to get back to this. I don't know who's winning this. Fuck it. Maybe this will be the last poll that I pick because I want to choose my you know, like I said, I reserve the right to veto. The thing is, I don't know. Just an orphan off. This might be the closest one. Dead ass because I don't know. I truly don't know. Which orphan smiles the saddest? I don't. Is that you can take it there if you want. Dead ass. I do not know what it's gonna take to win this. Oh, the polls are on the YouTube. My bad. I think I could maybe make one on Twitch, but honestly, that's probably gonna complicate things. But I don't know how to make it on Twitch. Honestly, I do not. I'm not as smart as all the other streamers. None of them are winning, to be honest. They all suffer. Yeah. Yeah. Starting orphan bets. I didn't fuck it. I don't know what I didn't choose these two to go up against each other. This is a very unfortunate turn of events that it's two smiling orphans with fake smiles. That shit is crazy. In a way, I am glad that it ended up being them because this is almost poetry. I'm not gonna cap. But I don't know who wins. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say my gut is telling me that Koala, just because Koala, like a slave is tough. Toko was starving and that shit was awful, but a slave is tough. That shit is always gonna hit harder for me. That shit is always gonna hit harder for me and it's gonna be tougher. And just Koala's whole fucking shit, that shit is tough. Toko has 3 parents, and Toko's being taken care of, but they're both being taken care of now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I have to, like, it's got to be quality, because, like, Celestial Dragon, dude, you spend, like, an evening with the Celestial Dragons. That shit's got to be fucked, dude. Much less any amount of time. Koala's backstory is so sad, Arlong felt bad for her. Oh, Koala had it worse. Otoko only had one big tragedy. That's where I'm leaning. This is comparing Hope to a Labat. Yeah. All my homies hate the Celestial Dragons to get their shit kicked in, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like, Toko, like, was starving. And the shit that happened was a bit sad with her dad and the frog oil. That shit is sad. A slave? That's tough. A slave to the Celestial Dragons, that Koala. And then she goes on to, like... And, like, yeah, she's happy now, but it's like, Toko's happy now. Like, she dead. This is dead ass 50-50. This is fucking insane. These orphans are fighting. These orphans are fighting it out in a steel cage right now. This is fucking insane. I don't know when to end it. I truly don't. I feel like I have to, like, my head has to tip towards Koala just because, you know, slave. Foxy has more drip than the Figureland family, to be honest. Shanks learned drip from Roger. Thank you for the first time chat. And does Foxy have more drip than Garling? Hang on. He might. He dead ass might. Keep it to make him decide. Keep it 50-50 to make him decide. I'm gonna choose Koala. We got there eventually anyway, but that was tough. Oh shit. Fuck. All right. First of all, these are two of my favorite characters. I ain't gonna cap. These are two of my favorite characters. God damn. Hold on a second. Oh, I love Boa Hancock. God damn, dude. Don't make me decide. It's just, oh my god. Okay. So I think the reason why this could be considered so difficult is because we don't have like Oda, and I don't think he needs to do this, but Oda didn't like show very much of like they were branded and that's awful, and everything else, the torture that happened, he just left it to be implied. He doesn't need to go into any other detail. I'm just saying I think the reason why this could even be contested is because we have Sanji's tragedies so very well documented, and it's hard to say how many people definitively like edge him out in tragedy. Like you've got the first backstory, or chronologically his first backstory, which is with his time with Judge and him being locked in the cage, and his mom died. Sanji has more stuff stacked on him. Like Sanji's mom died, and then after that he was basically like put in a cage. Everybody didn't like him, and then eventually he escaped, but then his dad was like, you can go, just don't tell anybody that you're my son because I'm ashamed of you. And that hurt Sanji so bad because all he ever wanted was somebody to love him. That hurt him so bad. All he ever wanted was like his family to love him. And when his mom died, all of the love in his life was gone. Fast forward to his second flashback when he meets Zeph and all those people on that ship, and he treats them as the family that he never had. But before that even happens, he's on a different pirate ship, or not a pirate ship, he's just on a ship doing what he has always loved to do, which is cook. He's just a regular chef. And then he gets stranded. Then he gets stranded on the, he's starving on, he gets stranded with Zeph, the pirate that he thinks just wants to kill him, and then he's stranded. They're all starving. Sanji would vote for Boa. Sanji would vote for Boa. I think Boa because everyone over Sanji does it for Sanji. Yeah, I just don't. Sanji has a double tragedy that fits within the confines of One Piece, but Boa's tragedy is something you could put in Berserk, and I feel like it'd fit in that. No, it would. Boa's is more visceral, and it's terrible because it's all like implied. But the fact that she specifically like, it's not even implied. It's just it's not even implied. It's just Oda isn't gonna like do that to us, thank God, because this isn't Berserk. That's why I can't watch Berserk. That's why I refuse to watch Berserk. Like, I'm sure it's a great story. Dead ass, I'm never gonna watch it. I swear, it's just not. Because it's one thing to have like a good story. Like I said, I'm not the type of person to like say that shouldn't be in stories. Not at all. I think that that's something that happens in the real world, and I think that stories that depict it in ways that help people push past their own trauma are extremely important. When it gets graphic, that's where I'm like, all power to you, brother. I'm tapping out. I don't want any part of this. And Berserk is graphic as fuck for no reason. That shit has always pissed me off. I'm not gonna cap. Not gonna cap. That's my biggest fucking problem. I fucking hate that shit. I'm not gonna cap. Who? Never mind. Getting carried away. Berserk lost its original creator, so we'll never actually get the real ending and conclusion. But you will get a whole bunch of pain. You will get a whole bunch of pain. That's what you will get. It feels like Sanji considers himself disposable. He does. Yeah, Berserk. No hate to Berserk. I also want to say that. That's what I mean when I say I don't want to be considered one of those people that's just like a baby in terms of things that it can handle. Just me personally, it's like I do not like the graphic. Like I don't like to enjoy stories like that. It just makes me very uncomfortable. If he does good with the story and it has purpose, I'm gonna be honest. Some of the scenes I feel like there would have been another way, but maybe not. Maybe not. I can't really speak on it. All I'll say, Boa never ended up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like Berserk, but I get how it can be too much. That's literally all I'm saying. No hate, no judgment, because I haven't watched it. It could be one of the best stories ever. I'm not gonna say anything. Just from the outside looking in, my question is, why did you and do you have to do that? I never understand stories that feel the need to take it to those places, but also at the same time, could be a specific vision. All I'm saying. All the power, all the more respect to everybody that does enjoy it and that can stomach it. I just happen to have a weaker stomach. Thank you for the hydrate, and I think I will hydrate. Excalibur. Same reason I stayed away from Goblin Slayer. Yeah, I just, Again, the last thing I'll say about that, like I said, I think stories that tackle that serious issue, extremely important. I will always think that. But, not me. When are we getting Guts is hilarious? Never. There's nothing funny about Berserk, bro. I don't know. I'd have to watch it to be able to find out, and I'm not going to do that, so yeah. But this right here, I think Sanji would for sure pick Boa, and then Boa, like, it's tough, and then Boa leaves with Fish or Tiger. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I know what I'm gonna pick already, but we'll do one last poll. Actually, we'll do a poll because there's only 2 more. We'll do a poll for the last one, for the last 2. You know, why not? Again, I reserve the right to veto anything that I see. Sanji does have I just want to see where. I feel like from looking at the chat, I feel like the sympathies are kind of swaying in the direction I'm going to pick anyway. But, I just want to see. Yeah, technically Boa wouldn't want to be chosen. That's true. I just think, because Sanji has, there's more stuff to, pull from and reference. But I don't want that to take away from what obviously happened just because we're left to imply it. And I don't want that to take away from the tragic, it's undeniably more traumatic. Boa Hancock was shivering when she was just showing Luffy her, that she was branded. We're only left to assume what other torturous things happened. And again, we don't need any more of that. But it's just the fact that happened, contrasting that with a boy who just wanted to be loved, and he now overcompensates with everything that he does, and he thinks he really wants love. In truth, he just wants to love himself. He can't love himself. It's a real tragedy. They're both real tragedies, and I'm just interested to see what you guys think, to be honest. I feel like I know which way I'm going, but it's tragic, man. It really is. These are 2 of my favorite characters. And you know what? In a lot of ways, they're kind of the same character. Sanji and Boa Hancock. The difference is Boa Hancock isn't like Sanji in that she's going after every man that she finds, or she's Sanji just went the other way with it. She just but she is Sanji and Nami, Sanji treats Nami the way that Boa Hancock treats Luffy. That kind of comes from a similar place of them not understanding their worth as people, and then Boa Hancock kind of thinking that this is what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? This is how I show my love, by marrying this person. This is what dynamics are. I should do that. Whereas Sanji thinks that, for some reason that's what's gonna fix him if he finds you know what I'm saying? Boa Hancock is just like Sanji, but way less horny. Basically. Just truly basically. And she hates men. But if she could see men, if she could see all men like Luffy, then she would act more like Sanji. But it's just the fact that, like, you know, it's really interesting in examining their dynamic, to be honest, because they both have really wild like they both can't regulate their expectations of, I guess, love, maybe? It is pretty interesting. Boa was also force-fed a devil fruit. True. They both hate men. True. You know what I'm saying? I need to see them in a room together. I desperately need to see them in a room together. Sanji has 2 backstories, while Boa has enough tragedy for 2 backstories. Yeah. I agree. Boa kills men because of what they did to her. Sanji simps for women because of what they did for him. I like that. I like Mel's take that Boa would be jealous that Sanji gets to cook. Mel told me about that one time. Mel told me, like, people talk about how if Boa ever met the other Straw Hats, she would hate Nami and Robin. And, like, she told me how much she thinks that that's absurd because, like, Boa would, you know, Boa is shown to, like, always love women. If anything, she would be jealous of Sanji because Sanji is the cook. Sanji is who Luffy relies on. Honestly, sometimes even more than Zoro. Like, Luffy relies on Sanji so much, and Sanji cooks for Luffy. And what does Boa always try to do is cook? Like, I love that. I love that so much because I agree. I truly do believe that. Baby 5. Dude, if Sanji and Baby 5 met, oh God. If Sanji would have, you know how Sanji ran into Viola and he was like, well, guess this is where I stopped being a member of the Straw Hats. Later, guys. If he would have ran into Baby 5 instead of Viola, the same thing would have happened, except he would have dead ass. I don't think he would have left the Straw Hats. I think Baby 5 would have just came with us. I know that would have happened for sure. But she's happy with Sai now, and I'm happy for her. Main, that was never implied either. All we know is that she was a slave. Why do you think she hates men? I'm so scared to engage with that comment. I love that you think that though. Like, no cap, no shade, no nothing. I love that that's your interpretation of it. And I wish I could live in that world, dude. I truly do. Baby 5 is my favorite female character. She is pretty tight. Okay, I see a lot of disgusting, like... Yeah, this is gross. I see a lot of disgusting. I'm just going to give it to Boa. I see people being really gross in the YouTube comments. Gross. Celestials are inhuman. Baby 5 meets Sanji, but they were both bottoms. They would both be... Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, we'll go ahead. The people have spoken! I don't find. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, Sanji had people that loved him. He went through it, but he had a support system. I mean, Not his whole life, but I do agree with it because he had Reiju. I always read it as Boa feeling like Luffy is safe to let her guard down around, and that dam has been backfilled with hella compressed emotions that she had just gone through. Yeah. And I think that, like, you know, I still ship them both, to be honest, but just because, like, they're funny and they're cute, but also at the same time, like, because Mel doesn't think any romance will happen because she hates fun and, like, love. She just likes pain, so she doesn't think anybody's gonna get with anybody. Me, I'm kind of like a dreamer and a yearner and stuff, so, like, I still ship them and shit, but, like, I would completely understand if that didn't happen because it would just make sense, honestly, for her character to kind of go through that route and realize, like, oh no, he's just a really good friend. Like, I need to regulate how I feel about this situation. I'm trying to find, it was a comment that I'm trying to make sure that I missed. She kicked it was like a puppy or a cat. Yeah, she's a mean lady for sure. But if Boa and Luffy were to happen, it'd be the same way that Goku and Chi-Chi happened. That's why I think it would happen. Like, I think if anything, Oda would just be doing a pattern over again, you know? Boa needs therapy, on God. Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I think that, I don't know how much Oda thinks about those things. And, like, for instance, like, you know, the chemistry, like, the reason why Zosan is so popular is because the only woman that Zoro has ever had, like, chemistry with is Sanji when he was in Nami's body. People bring up Kiku, and I'll give you Kiku for sure. But they bring up Tashigi, and I don't understand that. I don't understand that really at all. I don't think. Zoro just seems like he doesn't give a fuck about women at all. If this were a story that had the balls to do some Blue Spring type shit, I mean, I just think Zosan would be fucking, it would be a good choice. Another good example, Naruto and Sasuke. That story would have been way better if those two dudes would have just kissed. But instead it was like, no, I need to save you, Sasuke. I don't need to be Hokage until I save you. It's just kind of weird considering everything happening. Bo is, yeah. Romance in One Piece is as important as biological parents. Yeah, I just, you know, well, that's why I think literally anything can happen. All right, let's get the fucking... Ooh, well... Nah, Shishigi was a rival flag that never paid off. Yeah, I don't think Zoro has any chemistry with any woman. People that want, first of all, this is easy. I don't know how much we need to talk about this at all, but love you, Koala, but you know what I'm saying, be for real. This is about to be a juggernaut of a finale though. But that's what I kind of don't like. People that ship Zoro and Tashigi, I don't really get that because they don't really have that much chemistry to be a romantic chemistry, and really he just kind of like tries to ignore her. And then also that I feel like me and Mel were just talking about this. She said the next time someone brings up Zoro and Tashigi, just be like, she looks exactly like his cousin. Do you want your goat to be a cousin fucker? Which I think that's hilarious. I just feel like that's true, by the way. Like, if Zoro and Tashigi are a thing, he'd be getting with someone that looks exactly like his cousin. So it's like he fucks his cousin if that's the case, which is like, I don't want Zoro to be that guy. So that's why I would never ship it. But I would never take it that far because he does not like Tashigi. They don't have any chemistry. Zoro X Perona is the best because it's funny. I'll get sure. I just would still argue that he just doesn't seem to like women. I mean, maybe I won't take it that far because I'm sure, but it is funny. I have no problems with Zoro and Perona. He just doesn't seem like he's really that interested. Everybody else, they've had moments of being interested in women. Zoro does not have any. He doesn't have any. Even Luffy was caught in one of Nami's happiness punches. So that's like a moment where he's not asexual. He has many other asexual moments, but he does have a moment where Nami flashes him and he fucking falls out with Usopp and everybody else. Zoro doesn't though. Zoro does not though. Zoro was mission focused, not gay. I didn't say he was gay. I just said he doesn't seem like he's interested in women. But also, I do think it's interesting the defensiveness people get whenever you suggest that a character could be gay. We all know Oda's not gonna have the balls to make Zosan canon. But if he did, but in the same vein, go back to Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto was laying in bed thinking about Sasuke. That's the gayest thing I have ever heard. And there's nothing wrong with that. That could be a beautiful love story, but they didn't take it that way. Instead, they were just like, all right, I'm done being gay. I'm gonna go get married to my wife now. Lame. So lame. Gay or autistic, perchance both? I don't know. Could be. But possibly funnier is Perona x Usopp. That would be funnier. Every shonen does that though. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. There's a lot of shonen rivalries that are just gay coded. I don't know how. You want me to bring them all up? I'll give you one. Gojo and Geto. They gay as hell. That's just gay. I don't know how else to say that. Again, nothing wrong with that. And I actually really like that because Gige basically gave us all the tools we needed to be like, oh yeah, they were fucking. The opening theme song that I really like, the Where Is Our Blue? Beautiful. Totally about them being gay together. They're talking about how one of them smells and how, listen, they're fucking. They were fucking. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but a lot of shonen rivalries, they should just fucking get it over with. Minority cousin Hunter fucker Zoro. Yeah, I don't want that. Zoro x Hiyori, I'll give you, like, they have some kid, but he's still, okay. The reason why I can't fully, and not to say I don't get behind that, not to say I don't get behind Zoro and Hiyori, but I'm saying, don't you think it's kind of funny that Hiyori, when he comes back from Wano's shenanigans and he wakes up and Hiyori's like, ooh, I bathed you when you were asleep. Does that make you happy? And she's giggling. And he's like, oh, that's nice. Where's that blonde guy at? I came back from hell specifically to kill you. She was flirting with him, and then he leaves her and immediately starts flirting with Sanji. To me, the writing is on the wall. Is all I'm saying. He pushed Hiyori to the side so quick, and even the scene where, like, she was sleeping with Zoro, she was sleeping with him. She just laid down next to him. Mugi, Gojo, and Geto aren't even gay coded. They are just gay. I understand. That's why I was holding this, whoever put that comment in, I was holding their hand and walking them through it. I understand. I would also say that Naruto and Sasuke. Gay. Yeah, I am streaming on Twitch, buddy, as well. But gay, that's all I'm saying. I don't think Goku and Vegeta were coded that way, but the need of like a male equal so much that you yearn for them, come on, dude. I just don't know. I don't know what else to say. I do not know what else to say. Ace and Yamato gay as hell. That shit's canon. They did look like they were about to get to fucking. Honestly, that campfire was romantic as hell. He went from trauma scaling to gay coding. Yeah. Sometimes it happens that way, you know? Sometimes it happens that way. I don't know how we got onto gay coding, but it's just crazy because I could Yugi and Kaiba. You could mention so many, dude, and it's like there's nothing wrong. Like, I'm just so defensive, not defensive, but I'm just so quick to like call people out for being defensive against that stuff because it's like, how do you know if the characters were? First of all, if they do something that's kind of gay, it's okay for that to be kind of gay. I'll never forget Naruto laying in bed thinking about Sasuke. That shit was. I was so convinced they were gonna kiss at the end of the story, or whenever it was at the end of the final valley when Sasuke was leaning over Naruto's head, they should have just kissed. Just kiss. Just kiss. My Twitch it should be in the bio of either this video or I don't know how to pull it up. Let's see if I can pull it up here and then link you to it. Scooby Dooby Doo. Shut up. Oh yeah. Well, not the link, but it's Twitch, themugiwaranogoofy. Basically, I'll just put the. Wait. Yeah. Sorry, Koala, but let's get this over with. So this is the final round. It's anime. Anime may as well be English for gay coding. Can be. They did kiss. Oh, they did kiss. I forgot. They did kiss. Kakashi and Guy. That's another one. Kakashi and Guy. You could read that as like a heterosexual life partner kind of thing. But even saying that out loud is like, you mean gay? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just always quick to be like, yo, like, these people could just be gay. That's why I'll never forget. Like, I posted something on Twitter, and then people started getting, Mel, that was the last thing. I keep mentioning Mel, but that was the last thing we talked about. She was like, oh, the people are attacking you for Zosan. Now you're a true Zosan shipper. And I was like, I just don't understand where it came from and why they get so defensive. You know, Goku is fight sexual. He gets off to having his face stomped in the middle of his death match. Yeah. Kakashi and Guy have a Jay and Silent Bob thing going on. They do. So Nami x Vivi, yes. Nami and Vivi I ship to the end of time. To the end of time. Why you guys like shipping so much? Don't you know how Oda likes to oof a couple or two? What is oof? What do you mean? And I like shipping because it's fun. If people can do agenda piece and argue why one character is useless for 9 hours, fuck you, I can ship whoever I want. Not saying fuck you specifically. Love you, thank you for being here. Just in general, like if anybody has a problem with me shipping characters, boy, fuck you. Wait, is bromance coded gay? Doesn't have to be. I just think if you lay in bed thinking about another man, I don't think that it should be controversial to say that was gay. To be honest, Kobe had the craziest glow up, second only to Alvida's. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, theory, shipping, and power scale. Yeah, and it's like One Piece is like, you can't even really get too invested into shipping in One Piece. It's literally just all fun because Oda doesn't really like writing romance anyway, so. So, yeah. Sanji X pudding all the way. Could see it. Could see it. Remind you that the entirety of Zoe like Sanji, they do. They do. They do. Well, we've made it to the end here. I mean, we did a poll for all the other ones, so I just feel like this is poetry. And again, like I said, I did this specifically so that I wouldn't hoe anybody. I think I've done glory to everyone involved. I mean, it's in the title of the video, but at the same time, not gonna take it from anybody. Nami is such a girl kisser. She is. Remember when she was wondering how upset Vivi must be, or how like sad she was, like pacing back and forth on the ship, like Vivi. I'm like, good God. That's yearning. I've never seen Nami yearn like that before. That's crazy. Oda has used the colors of the lesbian pride flag on Nami in several color spreads. I'm so positive Nami is... That is a Yuri girl. I'm so positive. I would die on that hill. Oda could pull an okie doke. I just don't get like... You know, I might like a Lunami tweet every now and then, but like I'm not gonna get invested in Lunami because they don't have romantic chemistry, and I just think it'd also be a cop out. I think so. I'm not really, but you know what makes me madder is Zoro and Robin. That shit it gets my blood boiling sometimes. I'm like, so you just see two hot people and you think they're gonna kiss, huh? There's nothing further for you to examine, is there? I do not understand. Yeah, look, Goofy, they're hot, and that's that. If that's, sure, I'll give it to you. Sure. If you come up to me talking about Zoro and Robin, and your only reason is because they're hot, I have to respect it, because that's not a lie. So I have to accept. Sometimes that's all you need. People only ship Zoro and Law with Robin because they're aesthetically pleasing, and I'll die on this hill. You might be right. You really might. I can't think of anything. Law and Robin at least have history and hats. But Zoro and Robin, what the fuck would they even talk about? I do not understand that. Bro, you ever think about how hilarious it is that Vivi didn't join the Straw Hats because of her kingdom bloodline, and now her kingdom bloodline is directly involved in the current state of the world? I think about that every day. Thank you for the first time, Jack. WG Pontiac. I think about that every single day. I think about that so often. Damn, Kuma washed Boa. That's crazy. Y'all, that's almost disrespectful. I would sooner ship Robin with Brooke than I would her with Zoro. They barely any inter. I cannot think of, I can't think of when they've talked to each other. I cannot think of the last time they spoke with each other. I truly can't. Robin x Jinbei or Frankie x Robin? Frankie and Robin, as well as Jinbei and Robin, make way more sense than Zoro. I don't understand this. I can't understand the Zoro one. Was there a poll on Twitch? There wasn't a poll on Twitch. I don't know how to do it. I'm a dummy. What is your favorite named attack? Sorry for named attack. I really like Sanji's French kick and Zoro's dyslexic slash. I like those two. Those are probably my favorite ones. Ooh, Big Chumby, thank you for the $5. Hey, Mugi Monday crew, I walked in on the most heated part of the K coding, but do you think Gunko might have a relationship to the Rumbar Pirates? Something gotta be going on there, right? Something has to be going on there. I think that would be interesting. I think that would be super interesting if she was like a part of the Rumbar Pirates. Something has to be going on there, right? I don't know what you guys think, but something's got to be going on there. I think Brooke is like everything going on with Brooke is so interesting. Well, not everything going on with him, but like Brooke's relationship to Gunko is so interesting. That's almost what I'm most interested in right now. Kuma for sure, at least Boa was rescued while she was still young. Kuma lost everything as a child and was still being tortured as an adult and even lost his humanity as his own child. Hey, I ain't arguing. I understand. I agree, too. I think Skypea, he held Robin, but that's it. IDK, how that ships them paths? I don't know either. I don't understand. I would almost, I hate that I mean, I don't hate, but like we took it to, we made this a ship extreme, and it just, really just my frustrations with the, because if shipping in One Piece is so like, I can admit like it's not like a real thing, it's just something fun to consider, right? But some ships are like, you should be in prison. I don't think Zoro and Robin is a you should be in prison one. But you doing something. That's all you getting close to something. I don't know. best crackpot trip is Crocodile and Dragon. Hey, Crocomom all the way. Y'all know how I feel about Crocomom. Anyway, Kuma isn't the saddest character in One Piece? What you mean by that? Hey, Danny Bell, thank you for the $10. It is worth $10 for me to say definitively that Robin and Frankie are a couple. Like, officially, and we just missed it? Or are you just, like, it just to you that they are? If we're just talking about chemistry, then I do think that Robin and Frankie has the most chemistry out of probably anybody that you could ship her with, to be honest. I don't think, like, I don't have an argument for anybody stronger. Listen, Frankie joined the Straw Hats after Robin squeezed his balls, and I've made a whole video on that is exactly what happened. He wasn't going to join. Then when he squeezed, he was like, y'all didn't tell me who was getting all balls squeezed on this crew. You should have led with that. Well, all right, well, where's my room? Do I sleep on the floor, on the couch? I don't care, really. I'll just need to get my stuff. You know what, actually, forget all that. I'll get new stuff. We can go right now. I am ready for whatever adventure this is about to take me on. Count me in. Yow! Man. Robin is so silly. I think another reason why shipping is so fun is because the best parts of romance is the friendship that bridges the romance. Like, if you just have a solid friendship, like if you have two characters that have a solid friendship and then they just kiss sometimes, that to me is way better than just a show that's about the romance. Obviously, unless you do it well. Like, for instance, I really love Kaguya-sama Love is War. I love that show. I love that show, as well as Spy X Family. To me, those shows are the same in a lot of ways. Beautiful shows, wonderful shows, and they excel at making romance like the point, and it's beautiful. But in a shonen, in like a shonen, or like just a show where we've got other shit to do, sometimes all you need is a really solid friendship of two freaks doing whatever the fuck they want, and sometimes they kiss. Or sometimes they just hint that they like each other. It's the less is more rule for me, and I love it so much. That's why I enjoy talking about shipping in One Piece sometimes, or all the time. Late night on the Sunny, you know Robin got, oh my god. Yeah, that might have happened. That might have happened. And at any given time, Robin could still be squeezing the ball. That is true. As long as you don't ship Baku Deku. I stopped watching My Hero. I did hear a lot of people wanted that to happen, though. I did hear that. Like I said, I wasn't watching it, but I just, in general, dude, like, in general, if you just want a regular, that's why I love Jujutsu Kaisen so much, because they basically gave us just an out and proud gay couple in Gojo and Geto, and there's so many shonens that like just would not do that, because I don't know why, but I guess like if you don't want to just do like I feel like some people think that if the point isn't about two dudes kissing, then we shouldn't put it in there, and it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, if the story facilitates it, like, why not just have that in there? It's not a big deal. Does Dandadan count as a romance manga? Ooh, yeah, Dandadan is tight. Dandadan, actually, I would say Dandadan falls, it's kind of in the middle, because they have a solid friendship, and it in fact starts off as a solid friendship. However, it's tinges of romance all the way. I think it's different from Kaguya-sama Love is War and Spy Family, because the romance is so front-loaded. Like, in Kaguya-sama, the goal is, I'm going to make this person fall in love with me before I fall in love with them. It's explicitly the point of the whole thing. And then Spy X Family is two people pretending to be married, and then subtly over time, it's like, I guess we're in love. And it's like, they still don't say it, but like the point is way more emphasized on the romance and like, hey, let's be a family. We got Anya here. the point is very much still the romance. But Dawn to Dawn, there's a lot of friendship happening. Like they even have more people being a part of it. At the same time, though, romance is kind of like the entire through line. They've just got more friendship intertwined in between it. I love Dawn to Dawn. They're the Dawn to Dawn hexagon. Yeah, there's so many people that keep coming in trying to fuck both of them, and it's like, dudes, stop. Everybody tries to fuck Kin and or Okoran and Momo. Ayase, right? That's her name. So many people trying to fuck them, and it's just like, dude, I have not seen Buddy Daddies. Buddy Daddies is so funny. I think we talked about that last time on stream. Oh, well, I think, yeah. I didn't know this was still going. That was a wash, unfortunately. Love you, Boa. But it would appear we've got a winner. Who's Grug? I don't know who Grug is. Buddy Daddies. Bunny Daddies would go hard. There you have it, chat. We got to the bottom of it, and you know, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Like I said, this whole thing started because RDC hoed Kuma. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking whenever they. I don't know who won their list, but I don't. You know, sometimes they be doing stuff, and I gotta be like, you know, I can't watch this. Crazy. But I feel like today we have served justice. Justice. Off to go watch this episode and cry myself to sleep. And you will be doing those two things, my friend. You will be crying and you will eventually pass out. That is going to happen. Winner, winner. Kuma, the most tragic backstory in One Piece so far. So far. Sanji did have two backstories. That's crazy. The better ship in question is who should Sanji end up with, Pudding, Viola, or Gina from the Foxy Pirates? I think Pudding is, we're shown that they have pretty good chemistry, and she's the only person to, like, actually return his affection so adamantly. And also, if he returned in her life, like, she's the only, like, he legitimately bagged Pudding. That's why the whole thing is a tragedy the way it happened, honestly. So I'd pick Pudding, but you know, maybe we got to maybe next Mugi Mondays is all about shipping. Who knows? You know, maybe Gerd fucks with Sanji. Gerd loves Sanji. Yeah, I can't wait for Zoro to get his second back. I think Zoro, actually, Bama, I think, who the fuck is Grug? Am I tripping? What is a Grug? I do not know who that is. I think Zoro's probably gonna get another backstory. I think he's definitely gonna get another backstory. I think so, like a second backstory, because that SPS bullshit that Oda did. I think we're gonna get a second backstory, and it's gonna be. I actually think it's just gonna be a little bit more sad, like marginally more sad, but like not. It's not gonna beat Sanji's, and it's definitely not gonna beat Kuma's, to be honest. I don't know when the age laws were invented or what year One Piece takes place, but Sanji is 19 and Pudding is 16, And I think a romance boyfriend-girlfriend relationship would work, but the marriage going through would get One Piece destroyed. I don't know. I'm trying not to think about that a whole lot because, listen, anime can be weird as it is. I didn't even know. I had to learn on stream a while back that pudding was even that old, 16. But let's just say weird, like do kind of the Rachel Ziegler weird, but also I don't know. Mr. Terry, it'd be sadder if the Wado Ichimoji broke rather than a second backstory. That is true. That shit would be sad. That shit would be sad. But there we have it, chat. Thank you guys for being a part of this Mugi Monday. We did it. We definitively have crowned Kuma the saddest, most tragic backstory in all of One Piece. I tip my hat to you all. You all have been so wonderful. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for sharing this with me today. We have corrected the wrongs that have been bestowed onto our dear friend Kuma. And we gave it a fair shake. We literally gave it a fair shake. It feels so good that we could do that after this One Piece episode came out. We know it's only going to get even more sad, you know? So it just means a lot that we could give him this very fair victory. So, yeah. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being interested. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.